Hi lads, this is episode 2 in a series of bite-sized 2v2 tutorials between Subpar but in HD and the Rocket League Universal Open. Whilst episode 1 focused on the general differences between 2v2 and 3v3, this episode will explain the theory of shadowing in a little more detail. Not only will you be able to shadow like a pro after this, you'll be able to teach all your friends. Haha, isn't that just lovely? Check out universalopen.gg and also youtube.com/c/subpar but in HD. Bye!
Welcome to the second in a series of 2v2 tutorials we've literally been paid to make. I know, we're dirty sellouts, but how can you begrudge this gorgeous little face? Today's episode is all about shadows, and no, we're not talking about the lame emo versions of Sonic, Spidey, and I don't know superheroes that well and I can't be asked to Google, but I need to use the rule of 3. Is there a shadow version of the Hulk? Anyway, shadowing. It just means tracking the ball from a few car paces away, and challenging when it comes loose instead of charging straight in. There are two types of shadowing. There's shadowing with possession and shadowing without it. In 2v2, if your teammate has the ball under control, you should almost always shadow them if you have the boost for it. By shadowing, you ensure there's always someone nearby, ready to take over the attack when the 50-50 leaves both attacker and defender flopping around on the floor like wet little fishes. But be careful with your distance. Too close, you run the risk of getting in your teammate's way or having the ball loop over your head thanks to a nasty 50-50. Too far back, your opponent can nip in first and gain complete control of the ball. If you're too deep during a teammate's 50-50, avoid the temptation to charge forwards thoughtlessly. If you're the last man in defense, don't dive in. You'll probably get lobbed and look like an idiot. Position your car so that wherever the ball ends up, you reach it before your opponents with maximum speed, power, and momentum. So don't dive in if you're the last man back, but what should you do instead? I mean, the title card has already spoiled my rhetorical question, but whatever. Don't you sass me, title card. But annoyingly it is right. If you're last back, then shadow without possession. This means staying a few British meters from the ball and travelling towards your own goal, thus slowing the game down while your teammate grabs boost. When they've rotated, you can attack the ball, safe in the knowledge there's a matey behind you. Your job is to slow the game down till your teammate can be effective. If, for example, on their travels, they see an opportunity to sideswipe the opponent or take the ball cleanly, they have every right to do so. If your teammate's nowhere, choosing when to tackle is completely on you. Observe your opponent like a pernickety hawk in the neighbourhood watch on Bring an Outsider to the Neighbourhood Day. Then, when the time comes, be courageous, bravely charge into the tackle, or boldly fake a challenge and then shadow once more. Or if you're forced back all the way, triumphantly make that goal line save. Ba -ba 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 -ba! That's the fanfare. These saves can be tough, so make them as simple as possible by shadowing wide and rotating via the back post. Learn the location of each boost pad so you can pick some up along the way. There's probably a rule that says we need to say this video is sponsored, and I still can't be bothered to do any googling to confirm otherwise, so let's go for it. This content is brought to you by the fine folks over at NBC and the Rocket League Universal Open, literally the biggest and best 2v2 tournament in the world. Cheers to you, my American dudes, and Subpar out. Boom! Literally the best voiceover.